welcome to Express News with me, Deepika, your daily half-an-hour window that brings you all the latest news and updates from different parts of the country and the world. Let's quickly begin. India's ruling political party, BJP's leader Bhajan Lal Sharma took oath as the Chief Minister of Indian state of Rajasthan today. The state governor administered the oath to Bhajan Lal Sharma. Two Deputy Chief Ministers, Diya Kumari and Prem Chand Bairwa, also took the oath. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP National President JP Nadda attended the swearing-in ceremony. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been conferred with the highest national awards of 14 countries since 2014 in recognition of his leadership at bilateral, regional and global levels. India's Minister of State for External Affairs V. Muralidharan submitted a reply regarding this in the Indian Parliament House Rajya Sabha. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also received the highest environmental award of the United Nations in 2018. The alleged main conspirator of the Parliament security breach, Lalit Mohan Jha, was arrested by Delhi police. He was absconding since the incident took place. The police is currently interrogating him. Earlier, Patiala House Court of Delhi sent the 4 other accused to 7 days of police remand. Delhi police has registered a case under the Stringent Unlawful Activities Prevention Act in the case. According to a statement released by Information and Broadcasting Ministry, Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra has reached a monumental milestone with participants exceeding 20 million in less than a month. The Yatra has reached nearly 60,000 Gram Panchayats, with more than 16 million Indian citizens taking the Sankalp to work towards striving for a Viksit Bharat by 2047. India and the United States co-hosted a collaborative discussion on anti-money laundering or countering the financing of terrorism. Both the sides also reiterated their dedication to combat illicit finance globally. The dialogue facilitated the exchange of perspectives and best practices in addressing the complexities of money laundering and terrorist financing. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Namo Drone Didi initiative that aims to supply drones to 15,000 women self-help groups to rent to farmers for agricultural purposes. To prevent congestion at Indian airports, Union Minister for Civil Aviation Jyotiraditya Scindia assured that the manpower, X-ray machines, departure entry gates, check-in counters and immigration counters have been increased compared to the last year. The head of state of Oman, Sultan Haitham bin Tariq, has arrived in New Delhi today for his 3-day state visit. He has come with a high-level delegation of senior ministers and officials. The Oman Sultan will hold bilateral discussions with Prime Minister, will also host a luncheon in his honor. The visit will further reinforce the cooperation between India and Oman. Thousands of devotees attended the Kanduri festival at Nagaur Dargah in the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu. People were seen flocking the Dargah at night. President of Nepal, Ramchandra Paudil, inaugurated the 20th Handicrafts Trade Fair and 18th Handicraft Competition in Kathmandu. The fair is open for public from the 14th till the 18th of December to promote local handicraft, and there are 3 pavilions with 130 stalls. Indian Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan laid a wreath at the Hiroshima Peace Park, honouring the victims of Hiroshima in Japan during a bilateral visit. He also paid floral tributes to Mahatma Gandhi. In Sri Lanka, 3 Indian officers were awarded the prestigious Golden Owl Award by President Ranil Wickremesinghe at the graduation ceremony. The officers were undergoing Command and Staff course at Sri Lanka's Defence Services Command and Staff College at Colombo. Moving on to business and economy, at close the Sensex was 969.55 points at 71,483.75 or 1.37%. Nifty closed up 273.95 points or 1.29% at 21,456.65, achieving an all-time high. Gold futures maturing on the 5th of February next year were up 0.15% at 62,550 rupees per 10 grams at the last count, having traded between 62,479 rupees and 62,559 rupees earlier in the day. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of March were up 0.1% or 75 rupees at 75,151 rupees per kilogram on the multi-commodity exchange. Oil prices rose today, on track to notch their first weekly rise in 2 months after benefiting from a bullish forecast from the International Energy Agency on oil demand for next year and a weaker dollar. Brent futures rose 21 cents to $76.82 a barrel at 9:18 GMT. US West Texas Intermediate crude oil also climbed 21 cents to $71.79. Rupee jumps 33 paise to end at 83 against the US dollar, posts best day in over 8 months. The Nasdaq Composite Index gained 0.19% at 14,761.56 points, while the Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 0.43% to 37,248.35 points. The S&P 500 climbed 0.26% to end at 4,719.55 points. It remains down less than 2% from its record high close in January 2022. Business confidence at big Japanese manufacturers improved in the 3 months to December for a third quarter in a row, a closely watched central bank survey showed, underscoring the strength of the country's economic recovery. European Union leaders met in Brussels on Friday for the second day of a summit with the Israel-Hamas war as one of the topics on the agenda. European Union leaders agreed to open accession talks with Ukraine and Moldova despite Hungary's veto of financial aid package for Ukraine. They also expressed optimism over talks of financial support to Ukraine. Hungary holds up European Union deal on 50 billion euros for Ukraine. European Union leaders decided to return to the discussion in January. 50 billion euro aid was vetoed by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, delivering another tough blow to Ukrainian president amid aid tensions. The decision puts Ukraine firmly on the long and complex road to European Union membership amid aid disappointment with the US. Hungary Prime Minister says European Union had made a bad decision by starting membership talks with Ukraine. Orban stressed that Hungary will be able to halt Ukraine's European Union accession process later on if needed. Finland again shuts its entire border with Russia to stop the inflow of asylum seekers. Finland announced to shut its border just hours after the Nordic nation relaxed a 2-week closure of all roads between the two countries. Top Biden advisor Jake Sullivan meets Israeli Prime Minister. He urged on shifting to lower intensity campaign. Netanyahu stressed war against Hamas until absolute victory. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan to meet Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah today to discuss the Israel-Gaza conflict. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan will discuss the ongoing efforts to revamp and revitalize the Palestinian Authority and reigniting in extremism settler violence against Palestinians. Top U.S. General Charles Q. Brown to join Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin for meetings in Israel. It will be Brown's first trip to the Middle East since becoming the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of the Staff. Austin will leave for his Middle East trip on the 16th of December and will also visit Qatar and Bahrain. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro met Guyana's President Irfan Ali on Thursday amid high tensions over a dispute involving a potentially oil-rich border area. Guyanese President Irfan, after the meeting, affirmed peaceful coexistence with Venezuela. He said that both the sides are committed to ensuring their region that remains peaceful amid high tensions. Tensions escalated as Democratic Republic of Congo geared up for elections next week. Opposition warns that issues including illegible voter ID cards, blocked campaign planes and electoral list delays threaten the legitimacy of the results. Congo's President Tshisekedi eyes a second term in the office, gets designated as the candidate for the 20th of December presidential election by his ruling coalition, the Sacred Union. Two train carriages on the Changping line of the Beijing subway detached on Thursday, leaving the passengers stranded and at least 30 people injured. Mexico is set to inaugurate the first section of a flagship infrastructure project of President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. It called that the Maya train. A faulty roller coaster in Osaka, Japan left people hanging upside down. The incident occurred at Universal Studios Japan Flying Dinosaur ride that stopped at a 46-meter toll point. Border Patrol agents in Lukeville, Arizona encountered dozens of migrants since the 12th of December. The Lukeville port of entry was closed to assist with taking migrants into custody. A 3.2 magnitude earthquake hit Mexico City on the 14th of December, causing damage and chaos. The earthquake followed other small quakes that hit the capital earlier, but no damages or fatalities were reported. China has issued severe warning as particularly bad winter snowstorms hit the capital Beijing and much of the north of the country. Sections of highways under the Beijing Traffic Authority, including to Daxing Airport and parts of expressways in few provinces in south, have been temporarily shut due to snow. Residents in northeast Australia brace for heavy rain and damaging winters from Cyclone Jasper. Authorities have set up evacuation centres and deployed more emergency crews. Blizzard swept across Russia, carpeting Moscow in one of the biggest snowfalls in decades. Truck drivers battled with more than 20 centimeters of snow and strong winds. South Korea's northern mountain areas were hit by heavy snow as local government mobilized efforts to remove the snow. A heavy snow warning has also been issued in the central and northern mountain regions. More than a dozen frozen trees fell and blocked a road in South Korea after a cold wave hit the country's northern Gangwon province. No casualties or damages were reported. Ukrainian engineers dug anti-tank ditches in Chernobyl exclusion zone near Belarus border. The military engineering vehicle used by Ukrainian soldiers is capable of digging up to 500 meters of trenches in a day. Delhi recorded season's cold this morning on Friday as mercury plunged below 5 degrees Celsius. The national capital recorded a minimum temperature of 4.9 degrees Celsius. In the northeastern India, the authority of Assam State Zoo and Botanical Garden has taken precautionary measures to keep animals warm during the winters. The Zoo Authority has installed heaters, used blankets, arranged high-powered electric bulbs to keep the animals and birds in the enclosure warm in the biting chill in the State Zoo in Guwahati. India has created the world's first portable emergency hospital, Arogya Maitri Cube, that can be set up in just 10 minutes. In the event of a natural disaster, the hospital setup can be prepared on the site. Pope Francis will mark his 87th birthday on the 17th of December, the grandson of Italians who emigrated to Argentina during Depression. George Mario Bergoglio was born into a middle-class family in Buenos Aires on the 17th of December in 1936 and became a priest at the age of 32, which is nearly a decade after losing part of a lung due to respiratory illness. The 49th edition of annual cake show in southern India's Bengaluru kicked off with more than a dozen cakes on display. The event showed a plethora of cakes depicting the new Parliament of India, Chandrayaan-3's lander and rover, and London's Big Ben, amongst other attractions. Renowned artist JR has unveiled Chronicles of Miami, a groundbreaking art installation merging technology and storytelling. With a dedicated app, viewers can identify mural subjects, and through a unique auditory experience, they get to hear the personal stories and the voices of the people portrayed. The Antarctic Ice Marathon was won by American Stephanie Estridge and Michael Hitchens that took place just a few hundred miles from the South Pole at the Union Glacier in Antarctica. The Unusual World of Hawkins, Indiana came alive in London as Netflix debuted a stage play based on its hit sci-fi series called Stranger Things. Called as The Stranger Things, The First Shadow, the play takes place in 1959, 2 decades before the period explored in the TV show. Ukraine's wartime capital lit up ahead of the holiday season. Kyiv, home to 3.6 million people in 2023, runs along the Dnipro River and is one of the oldest cities in Europe. Los Angeles has been illuminated for the holiday season with colorful light displays and elaborate Christmas decor, bringing a festive spirit to the city. In Beverly Hills, holiday lights and Christmas decorations lit up the high-end and iconic shopping street of Rodeo Drive. New York City streets are decked out with the sights and sounds of Christmas. A giant candy cane greets pedestrians near Radio City Music Hall, while oversized ornaments sit atop a pool of water across the street. Tokyo welcomes Christmas with sparkling light displays and decorations. Beginning to look a lot like Christmas at the Cau Favela in Rio de Janeiro as Santa Claus visited to hand out presents to the children. The festivities were organized by volunteers from NGO Favela Mundo, reinforcing its commitment to education by giving books to all the children taking part in celebrations. Festive season market on Moscow's Red Square is in full swing. Center of the Russian capital was seen all decked up with elaborate decorations ahead of traditional New Year celebrations. Number of open-air ice skating rinks are also decked up for the new year at Moscow's exhibition of achievements of the national economy. Toronto twinkles with lights as Holiday Magic 2023 swept through the city in early December. Elaborate light displays festoon the city's trendy Bloor-Yorkville neighborhood. Financial district also sported sparkling trees and buildings. Toronto's iconic Birksey Park, known for its dog fountain, got into the holiday spirit with canine-themed lights. Toronto's Inglewood Avenue, known as Kringlewood, lined the streets with 50 giant inflatable Santas in an annual tradition that is now in its 8th year. Christmas light displays and decorations thrilled the onlookers in Sydney as the festive season kicked into gear in the harbour city. Sydney's largest Catholic cathedral, St. Mary's, was seen illuminated with colourful projections portraying scenes from the carol 12 Days of Christmas. American actor Eddie Murphy, star of Beverly Hills Cop for Australia, is out now. After 4 decades, Murphy is revving the Beverly Hills Cop film franchise with Netflix. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is scheduled to be released on the streaming service during the summer of 2024. Hundreds of people gathered at the Sydney Opera House on Friday for the state memorial of actor and comedian Barry Humphries. Moving on to sports, India thrashed South Africa in the third and final T20I by a record 106 runs to level the series by 1-1. Suryakumar Yadav's 100 of 56 and Yashasvi Jaiswal's fluent 60 of 14 carried India to 201 for 7. In reply, South Africa were bundled out for 95. Mumbai Indians have appointed Hardik Pandya as their captain for upcoming IPL season. Pandya, who was recently brought back by the Mumbai Indians from Gujarat Titans, Hardik will take over from Rohit Sharma, and he has been their skipper since the 2013 season. Indian women maintained a strong hold in their one-off test in Navi Mumbai on Friday. Indian bundled out England for 136 in their first innings and ended the second day with a lead of 478 runs. World's first armless archer Sheetal Devi participated at the inaugural edition of Khelo India Para Games and extended her heartfelt gratitude to the government for organizing the first ever Khelo India Para Games. Rebecca Welch will become the first female referee to officiate a Premier League match. She will officiate Fulham's home game against Burnley on 23rd of December. The auction for 6 shirts won by Lionel Messi during Argentina's triumphant run at the 2022 World Cup closed on Thursday, with the memorabilia selling for $7.8 million. The Turkish Football Federation said on Thursday its disciplinary board had imposed a permanent ban on Engarakua club president Faruk Koha for punching a referee after a game in the country's top soccer league. Sam Ellison would become the first black official to take charge of a Premier League match in 15 years. The Antarctic Ice Marathon took place just a few hundred miles from the South Pole at the Union Glacier in Antarctica. And with this, it's a wrap here on Express News for now, but news and updates will continue here on DD India. So don't go anywhere, keep watching and keep tracking DD India for all latest news and updates from the country and the world. Thank you so much for joining us right now. Namaskar.